So we've got the tanks positioned now. These will be pull-up tanks up here, and we'll use a turkey baser to draw the freshly strobelated or detached Ephyra. They'll go into an Ephyra tank. This is an entire row, 3 different Ephyra tanks here. And we're going to start on the plumbing now and begin to assemble the drainage system. So part of the plumbing system will be the drainage aspect, which is a gravity flow system. And we're going to begin to assemble that now, and we're going to start at the top and assemble the plumbing system in a downwards direction, and ultimately it drains down into the wet-dry trickle filter. One of my pet peeves is the choice of glue used for assembling the fittings and pipes in a PVC system. There's this need or desire to have a primer on there, or a misunderstanding, when in fact this is such low volume stuff that there are cements these days, PVC cements, that you can use that don't require a primer, and they come in clear, so that when you do the plumbing system, it looks attractive, or should look attractive, as opposed to all that blue goopy stuff dripping off there that just looks terrible, like a 2-year-old did it. So I've said it before, plumbing is art. People are going to look at your plumbing system as much as they're going to look at your tank. So take pride in it and do it in an attractive manner. Right here will be the first pull-up tank on the top row, and so that's our starting point. It's then going to attach to that bulkhead. It's then going to run down here to this bulkhead, which at some point it then has to come into a standpipe of some sort, a vented standpipe. It'll drop down and collect the water from this level, of which again we'll start with the bulkheads at that end of the tank and work our way this way. So let's get started.
We'll start first with the down pipes, elbows, and T's, and then we'll measure the distance between and cut those pipes to specific lengths.
We also want to be aware of the angle. We don't want to have pipes not level so that the water backs up behind it. We want them to kind of have a slight incline going towards the standpipe or the vertical drain line. So we want it to have kind of a gravity flow effect going in that direction. Because of the 2x4 here, we're going to have to make a little bend in the drain line using a couple of 45-degree angles. It'll also be a good opportunity for us to angle that portion of it down, kind of encouraging the water to continue to move in a downward direction.
So just to be smart, our first run was with everything unglued. Now we're going to size up everything as it needs to be cut specifically for its application, and then take and glue it using that clear PVC cement.
So this is where the top level, and this is where the middle level will drain into the vertical drain pipe, vented drain pipe, so we need to create that mechanism at this time.
As you can see, it's a simple piece of vertical PVC pipe. We've gone from 3/4 inch to 1 inch in diameter. And we also have an extension at the top that opens up the drain pipe and allows it to breathe, so it doesn't have that gurgle or sparklets bottle effect, where the water gurgles as it exchanges air for water with inside the pipe. So with the 2 horizontal drain lines collecting into a single vertical drain line, we now need to look at the tumbler or the cold water reservoir and how it's going to fit into the application as well. Here's the real trick. We have a specific height that we have to meet. Look at the 2 bulkheads in front of you. That's what we have to drop the water down into to get it into the wet-dry trickle filter. Where my hand is the point at which the water out of the cold water reservoir has to rise up to and still be able to drain out of its tank. Now the portion that drops the water down into the wet-dry trickle filter, its height is almost perfect. As you can see, with a couple of elbows and a cut length of PVC pipe between the T and the first elbow going down into the wet-dry trickle filter, work quite well and have just the proper slide angle to them. Other than the drainage pipe out of the cold water reservoir, all of the drain plumbing from both the polyp and ephyra tanks leading down into the first chamber of the wet-dry trickle filter are complete. Join us for part 4 as we hook up the water pump pumping system.